Day of Dream11 Spice Isle 10-10 cricket here at the National Stadium in St. George's, Grenada. This is day two, and we're in for a treat. In fact, we were in for a treat yesterday, and absolutely nobody was disappointed at all. The Warriors, Nutmeg Warriors, they're coming up against the Saffron Strikers today. Both teams having success yesterday, and they're fielding an unchanged team. Good morning to Ali Bella.
Good morning, Pastor, and what a beautiful day for cricket.
Absolutely marvelous. The sun has come out in resplendent glory. You can't want it much better than this. And the forecast is for good weather today. Let's just go through quickly the Warriors lineup. And we have Andre Fletcher, Akeem, Alexis, Samuel Charles, Darryl Cyrus, Neilon Francois, Heston Jackson, Sheldon Joseph, Donald McDonald, Dane Murray, Shondell Regis, Josh Thomas. And the opponents, Ryan John, Kem Charles, Ray Charles, Kendall George, Michael Joseph, Lyndon Lawrence, Sherman Lewis, Alex Moses, John Olive, Nkosi Saint-Hilaire, and Laurie Williams. Well, just looking at yesterday's fixtures, of course, we had a couple of very good games. The last one, Ali, I must say, was a disappointment in that it was low scoring, but by and large, for a first day contest, it was enthralling.
Yes, definitely. As I said, the first two games were very excited, high scoring in relation to 10-10 cricket. Both first batting teams got over 100 and still lost the game. So it was really a exciting day's cricket yesterday.
I don't think we'll expect anything. These are two strong teams, many of them featuring some well-known names. Of course, Andre Fletcher, who got 79 yesterday and had 4 for 12, including a hat-trick. It's not very often you have that sort of thing at all. But it was a resplendent performance, and he's got some other good players with him. They're expected to do very well. And, of course, with the likes of Ryan John and Lyndon Lawrence, Sherman Lewis, all of these, John Olive, all of these, in fact, are rather seasoned and mature cricketers. It should be a bumper contest here.
And just reflecting on Fletcher's inning yesterday, excellent shots, as we said. Even it's 10-10 cricket, we saw good cricketing shot, whether it was 10-10, 20-20 or test cricket. They were excellent shots, and that probably more highlighted his performance than anything else.
Well, we will, of course, go to Kerry Frank, who went out there in the middle for the toss.
Welcome to the toss for the fourth match of the Dream11 Spice Isle T10 tournament. We have here in the middle with us the third umpire for today's match, Mr. Jerome Fraser, the match referee, Mr. Carl Felix, the two captains, two of the star players in this tournament, Ryan John, the home captain for today's match of Saffron Strikers, and the man himself, Andre Spiceman Fletcher of Nutmeg Challengers. Two teams who have won their match yesterday. I'm sure they're eager to make it 2-2. Mr. Felix will hand the toss coin over to Captain Ryan John, who will toss.
This is the coin we're going to use. This is tail, this is head. Captain? Tail.
The call is a tail.
It is a tail.
It is a tail. Andre Fletcher and Nutmeg Warriors have won the toss. First of all, Andre Fletcher, congratulations on your individual performance and your team performance yesterday. And what's the decision of the Nutmeg Warriors?
We will have a bowl first. Well, thanks for the compliment. Yesterday, as I told the guys, it's already done. We have to focus on today's game, which is very important. Every game in the tournament actually is important, but we're trying our best to take it one game at a time, and hopefully we can get over the line.
All right, we saw some wonderful stroke playing yesterday. The wicket we used in a different one today. Had quite a lot of runs in it today. Bowling first, what sort of total do you think you want to restrict a powerful batting lineup of Saffron Strikers to?
Obviously, at least maybe 85 and under. Once we can do that, I believe with the batting lineup that we have, we can chase it. But as you said, they have a very good batting lineup as well. So we have to make sure that we execute as well as possible. And once we do that and we take our chances, for sure we would have a good game.
All right, finally, yesterday I think no one will be surprised with your 79 with the bat, but 4 for 12 on a hat trick must be elated today.
Yeah, I always am confident with my bowling. It's just for me to bowl as much as possible, but hopefully maybe I wouldn't get a chance to bowl today because my strike bowlers will do well.
All right, Andre, we want to wish you guys all the best for today.
All right, thanks very much.
All right, now going to have a word with Ryan. Ryan, ask the bat first on the wicket. Is that what you'd have had in mind?
Well, to be honest, not really. I wanted an opportunity to bowl, seeing that it's a new wicket. But nevertheless, we have been asked to bat, and that is what we shall do.
All right, your bowling attack, you bowled first yesterday. Quite good effort from your bowlers. No one went over 6.5 runs and over. Quite happy with the your complement of options in the bowling department?
Yes, most definitely. I think that we have a really experienced bunch of bowlers. It's just that we have to come out here and always try our best to execute. If we have 3 bowlers bowling under 6, definitely we're in for a good game.
All right, you said it's a fresh track, first time being used in the tournament. Batting first on it, what sort of total you think would be a good one to defend later on?
Well, I think if we get about to 110, 120 would be bonus. 110 would be a good mark. So put my bowlers on a good space so that they could defend this total.
All right, finally, the mood in the camp coming up against the man Andre Spiceman Fletcher and his Nutmeg Warriors?
Well, it's definitely a battle between brothers today. So it's just about who coming up on top today. That's it.
All right, Ryan, once again, congratulations from yesterday's performance and all the best for today.
Thank you.
All right, so that's the news from the middle. Nutmeg Warriors have won the toss and they've asked Saffron strikers to bat.
Thank you, Kerry. And of course, just to remind you, the news is the Warriors have won the toss and they have decided to field. So it should be, as I said earlier on, a rather enthralling contest. Both teams experiencing success yesterday, and this would obviously make the contest even more exciting, as 2 of the stronger teams in this tournament are going to be locked in battle just in about a couple of minutes from now. What do you think the strategy would be out here, Ali, with the opening pair and of the Saffron, what the general attack would be like? You think I know they tend to be an aggressive pair, but how important is this first 4 overs?
Very important in terms of that the restriction is on, and you will only allow 2 persons outside that circle, and so they will try to maximize the fact that the boundaries are not protected by many players. And I would not be surprised that in the first 4 overs they will be trying to hit over the top.
So it's going to be the first delivery that will be bowled, and Lyndon Lawrence, of course, there as usual up at the top. You just get the impression that this is going to be a bumper match today. It's going to be very interesting. Bright sunshine. The umpire just waiting, of course, for the top of the hour, so to speak. They've been punctual. Everything had to be on time. So here's the first ball of the match today, outside the off stump. Good carry, collected behind the stumps. Charles just having to move across a little to his left. So Josh Thomas from the far end, the southern or River Road end, the National Stadium, of course, which has had tremendous transformations over the years. Of course, back in Ali de Bellet's earlier days, you come here, if you had died and resurrected, you'd be absolutely amazed to see the transformation that has occurred here. Here once more is Thomas moves in to bowl to Lawrence, who turns it nicely down to long leg. That 4 runs. Just a little strain down the leg side, and he came forward and just turned it neatly, used his wrist well, and the fielder at fine leg up in the circle, and it went very quickly across the turf. So that's the first runs on the board for strikers. They're off to a good start.
It's the type of risk you will take in the early stage of the game, because it was a ball that was on the stumps and it still worked it past the fine leg, which is in the circle.
Yeah, played it with nice, good deft touch. Pulled once more down to backward square. It's not going to go all the way. The return is going to come in. They decided against the second run. Good coverage, moving across to his right maybe about 20 yards. A lot of chirping going on out there, and whether that's going to go right on through the 10 overs, we'll have to wait and see. Don't see why it shouldn't. But they've got to be very G'd up. The fielding team got to be alert. It's 10-10 cricket. You don't have much time for redemption at all. Thomas goes back. He's a tall, well-built young man. Moves in once more, and this time bowls down the leg side. Wide signal by the umpire as George just got inside the line and allowed the ball to be taken behind the stumps by Charles. There's a third man, backward point, cover conventional, extra cover on a mid-off, so the offside is fairly packed. Then there's a mid-on, a slightly extended mid-on. There is a mid-wicket, deep backward square, and a fine leg in the circle, which would be pushed back to a long leg, and the deep backward square now comes into the circle. So a bit of changing here by Andre Fletcher. Here once more is Thomas is in and bowls, and he hits that in the air. Somebody's going to take the catch. He's moving back. The catch is going to be taken. He's dropped it. Oh my God, he's dropped the catch. The return comes into the keeper's end, and a miss there. Really, he was going backpedaling, so to speak, and it looked as though he was going to take it, and then he spilled it.
That's the things that happen in cricket. He was brought in from the position he's in now, where the catch would comes down his throat, and he was brought into the circle and had to reverse quite a bit. It seems that he got hands to it, but he just couldn't hold on.
Well, a life there for George. Well, if you survive, if you get a life, you need to capitalize on it. The deep backward square goes back. Fine leg comes into the circle. As Thomas, who would not be very happy with that, he's got to try again. It happens in cricket. Advances down the track, pulls that through mid-wicket, not handled very well. They will come back for the second. The return comes in. They've got to hurry, and they get there. Well, I think Fletcher might be very happy with what has happened there in those two deliveries, a drop catch and a little bit of a muddling there in the outfield. So they get two. Rather eventful first over so far.
Oh yes, adding to the excitement of the start of the day's play.
Yeah, 9 without loss. Thomas goes back. Moves in again to bowl to Lawrence, who is coming for, gets a slow delivery. And well disguised. The first over has just been completed. 9 runs coming off it. And as I said earlier on, a bit of drama in the first over. But all is well that ends well for the Saffron strikers.
But it was a misfield, drop catch, boundaries. The only thing probably wasn't a wicket was taken, but it is the start of what probably we expect to be a high, exciting day's play.
Yes, certainly will be. And then what a pity, Ali, that T10 rather matches can't have the spectatorship, of course, understanding the environment in which the world now operates in. There's such a tremendous adaptation and change to what usually be the day-by-day kind of approach that has changed quite remarkably.
Yeah, I think that very important there in terms of energizing the players, the crowd, which is missing. But surprisingly, I think the players are well energized.
You're very right. Aston Jackson would be bowling from this end. Yesterday, thought he started well, but maybe at times trying to bowl too quickly. I think he had a couple of no balls. Today he would want to redeem himself. He'll be bowling to George. Kendall George. He's got a nice, neat, organized stance and taps away at the crease that in the manner that the old-fashioned cricketers would do. Here's Jackson to George. George is looking to tuck that, maybe looking to drive that through the mid-wicket area. The ball takes the inner portion of the bat and goes down to fine leg. But the batsman had time to get 1. So he's now pushed on to 2. Total has gone to 10 without loss, brings Lawrence.
And that position, fine leg in the circle of the pace bowler, literally the ball has to go straight to him. Either side of him, it's a boundary.
Yeah, you're right. It's a risky, very risky thing to do when you've got the fine leg in the circle. And the fielder himself has to be very sharp too. So here once more is Jackson advancing down the track. And he's bowled him! Advancing down the track was Lawrence and looking to heave ho that over mid-wicket. And the ball may have kept a little lower than expected. So Lawrence goes. Saffron strikers, they've lost the first wicket. Lawrence comprehensively bowled by Jackson. He's gone for 7. It's 10 for 1.
I think he just missed it. He came down the wicket, probably giving himself room on the onside, and the ball went straight through. It might have kept for a pace bowler a bit low because he would have hit the stumps probably just halfway up. And of course, today we are using a different wicket, so we have to see if it will be the trend of the wicket. That yesterday they were really good carry. Today's a new wicket, and we probably have to wait to see if it's placed very similar. And I thought in 10 there's not much time to get in and watch and see how the wicket is played. You have to go from the start, and Lawrence was charging there, but the ball would have kept probably for pace a bit low.
Yeah, you're right. And though the pitch being used today is just about 15 yards away from the other one, it doesn't suggest that it's going to play the same way. Great observation there by Adi de Bellat. So John Olive comes in to join Kendall George. 10 for 1. Success story so far for Jackson, who moves in to bowl to Olive. Is there now? Olive gets an absolute beauty. Now that's a pearl of a delivery, a Jaffa. It touched down, straightened. You could see that he pushed at it. The ball rushed past the pushing blade, and Charles collected behind the stumps. Absolute beauty.
Yes, it was. And if we compare it with the previous delivery, it added to the beauty because the previous one kept a bit low, and this one made quite a bit of height.
Jackson again to bowl to Olive, who is getting one outside the Austin again. Pacey delivery, and that made some height. Gosh, this is good bowling here by Jackson. He's really turning on the steam, and he's getting the support, the encouragement from all his players. They're very chirpy. They've been clapping and cheering him on, and nothing can really put spruce in the adrenaline as when those who are spurring you on, telling you to keep going. He's doing that, just leans forward. Nice economic approach. He's there now on both to Olive, who's feeling for that outside the off stump. Almost identical delivery. Doesn't make contact. And Charles collects behind the stumps. Really?
Well, the late Kenny Hobson used to always say you could give room away from the ball, or you could get behind it. And he has choose to give room away from the ball. And so he's not getting pretty close to it. His aim maybe is to steer it over the infield. But he has been beaten on every occasion since.
Yes, I think the ball rushed onto him a little faster than anticipated. Jackson once more to Olive. Turn neatly down to backward square. Will get a single. The return comes in, just brings Charles forward about 3-4 steps. The over comes to an end. Successful over there for Jackson. So he has picked up 1 for 2, and at the end of 2 it's 11 for 1.
A very good over, and emphasizing the importance of winning the toss, and probably feeling, I think they'll be very confident now that they made the right decision and exploit whatever bit of life they have in the wicket. Surely Jackson has been doing that.
Yes, and Josh Thomas will be brought back into the attack.
So he will be bowling his 2 overs
On the trot.
Yeah, on the trot. Yeah.
And that's fine. If he's doing well, why change it?
him.
Comes in now and bowls. Leaves that in the air. The catch is going to be taken. Fletcher goes under it. That's it. He's gone. So, Olive looking to go over the top. Really got sufficient height, but not distance. The catch has been taken. And so Saffron strikers, they've lost another wicket. Olive caught by Fletcher, of the bowling of Thomas for 1. They're now 11 for 2.
I think it's probably, as I said, it's 10-10 and you need to go. But that wicket probably you need to just get your eye in with 2 or 3 deliveries. You can't just, it's a new wicket. You can see the variation. It also seems a bit quicker than yesterday's wicket. And you need to probably see what's happening first. And again, the batsman starting to play the shots from the start and not really adjusting to what the wicket has to offer.
Yes, and that really is not good cricket. Yes, I understand, Ali, that is 10-10 cricket, and we understand that very early. You've got to go. You've got to be blazing early. But a couple of dot deliveries doesn't in any way take away. The Cozy Scintillairs just come inside. The batsman did cross while the ball was airborne. So, delivery that was just turned out on the onside, got a single. So, Scintillairs would have to use his experience here. He's been around for a long time, very long time.
And skipper Fletcher is giving the bowler some support in bringing in a first slip.
Yes, that's right. Here once more is Josh Thomas in now and bowls to Scintillairs. Gets a wide down the leg side, confirmed by the umpire. And total goes by 1 to 13. 13 for 2. Not a good sight at all.
Well, not a good sight. The bowlers for the batsmen, but the bowlers are enjoying what is happening out there, and so too probably the feel inside.
And it's Josh Thomas again is in and bowls to Scintillairs, who gets a delivery that might have just topped on him a little bit, but I thought he played it very well with soft hands. Opened the face of the bat in the process and glided the ball down to third man. Got off the mark, so he's on 1 as George comes back into strike. John Mark and Rupert Hollis officiating in today's match. Carl Felix, the match referee. Moves in once more is Thomas in and bowls. Again, similar delivery. And this time George opened the face of the bat. That might be saying a lot to him. I would think it more took the outside edge, Ali, rather than opening the face of the bat. The ball went down to third man and got a single.
Yeah, and surprisingly that they had removed the first slip. I think the wicket is giving sufficient help to keep him there for over. In fact, he's been brought back in that position now. I think the bowler is bowling excellent, and probably that extra support is needed.
I agree. Should be there from the start. Delivery outside the off stump, bounce and carry. Now this is beautiful bowling, and a wicket that is also supporting the bowlers. They're getting some bounce. Let's look at it again. Oh, and that one had some inward movement. Lovely delivery. Perla.
Well, before the start of the game, Crony and I had a look at the wicket, and we were suspecting that will happen. And saying that the side winning the toss should field first, because there was a little area there that looked a bit on the shady side of things.
Well, I think Fletcher would have seen that. He's experienced enough to read the pitch. Thomas is in and bowls outside the off stump. That was a lot of carry again. The over comes to an end. 3 overs gone. 15 for 2. Scintillairs, he's on 1, and Kendall George is 4.
I think we keep saying it's 10-10, but I think they need to try to push the ball around more, try to get the bat onto the ball and just steer it around. It's excellent bowling. The wicket has something in it. It might last a few overs, we can't tell, but that height, the deliveries are coming. It's very difficult to play an attacking shot too. You gotta be probably top notch, but great bowling. And the survival is what is probably most important here now for the next 2 or 3 overs.
Yeah, the other thing is that both fast bowlers are tall, so you could expect them to get a bit of bounce. And they're a little pacey too. So those are things that you have to observe. Be interesting to see what the spinners will do when they come on. Here is Jackson with his second over. He's in to bowl to George. George is hitting the ball along the third man. The catch is taken, gone. Pacey delivery outside the off stump, looking to uppercut it, and the ball flew off the outer portion of the bat down to third man. Lot of carry there too. So he is gone, and the Saffron strikers, they've lost another one.
I think that's an excellent catch. That ball really sped down to that third man position, and he first started to come in at it and actually took the ball on the side of him. So it was a great catch, and as we said, the wicket again, a ball that with some pace and some height, and the batsman trying to hit it away succeeded only in getting a top edge and being out caught.
It was a very good catch. Josh Thomas down at third man, and it was coming very quickly, and it was not right to the stomach. Had to take it on the side of him, so to speak, and I thought he did a very good job. So the strikers, Saffron strikers, no, they are really reeling. They're in great trouble. 15 for 3, and they will have quite a task to redeem themselves. It's not going to be easy at all. So St. Hilaire still there, but he's now joined by Ryan John,
The captain.
Yes, so success story. 2 wickets already for Jackson. His tail is right up. Moves in to bowl to John. Here he is now passing the umpire and bowls. No, well, he doesn't bowl. Maybe not quite happy with his run up. And they tell you if you're not happy with it, abort it, go right back. He's a happy bowler this morning. You can see it in his steps. He's encouraged and urged by all the players, the supporting cast. Moves in once more to bowl to John, who comes forward. They've got to hurry. The return comes in, hits the stump. There's an appeal for run out. The umpire says not out. Must have been very close indeed. Now pushed out just behind square on the offside. It was a dangerous single. The good thing is that St. Hilaire called early. The fielder came in very quickly, charged at the striker's end, and maybe just managed to get there, but it was a close call and a dangerous single too.
Well, I'm not too sure in the calling there of the captain, John, that played the ball. He didn't really react immediately. He sort of was asking the player if he was a singler, and I think that probably a bit of delay nearly put him in trouble.
Yes. Gosh, it would have been an even sorrier sight. Would have been 16 for 4. Well, it would have been 15 for 4. Here once more is Jackson moving in to bowl to St. Hilaire, who to this delivery is driving expansively outside the off stump. Doesn't make contact. The ball was on the wider side. You could see him reaching for it. And this was one of the few deliveries that were pitched up.
That's exactly what I was thinking there, and probably we'll see with him trying to get some bat onto that one, because it was pitched up, it wasn't short, it wasn't over the waist, and he really went for it. Unfortunately, he didn't make contact.
Well, here once more is Jackson. He's in again and bowls to St. Hilaire, who is looking to cut. Doesn't make contact, playing on top of the ball, over the top of the ball rather. And Charles collecting behind the stumps. Oh, I think a lot of fast bowlers would have coveted. It looks more like an old-fashioned Queen's Park turf.
With Ray Griffith.
Ray Griffith.
So you will know a lot about that.
Oh, tell me about it. It's one dramatic game that I would never forget as long as I live. Here once more Jackson in and bowls to St. Hilaire, who opens the face of the bat, glides that down to third man, 4 runs. And it also tells you about the condition here in the outfield, meaning that it's well shaven and it went very quickly across the turf. It didn't look like 4, but it's sped across the turf quickly for 4. He's gone to 5 with 20 for 3.
And there are six players on the offside of the wicket, and he still were able to pierce the gap with literally no one having a chance.
Yes, between backward point and third man. And that gap is about 40 yards. Neither of them was able to cut it off. So at least the direction was of surgical precision. Here once more is Jackson to Saint-Hilaire, who is leaving alone a short delivery outside the off stump. Doesn't have to play. I think the decision was well. So the over comes to an end. 4 overs gone. It's a slow start here by Saffron strikers. It's 20 for 3.
I think Saffron will be pretty happy that the 2 opening bowlers have now completed their spell, 2 overs each. And so they probably now expecting something different. But it was a really good opening spell by the 2 bowlers, 20 for 3 after 4 overs. I think they really has put their team on top.
Just going back, Ali, of course, at what used to be here at the National Stadium back, of course, in the 80s and 70s. We had a pitch that generally was fast. The old curator, who did such an outstanding job. Daddy Sepp, who lived just outside the arena and stayed on this ground for 50 years doing curative job. Not too many people stay and do a job for 50 years. But over the years, it has become slower and slower. Darrell Cyrus has been brought into the attack from the far end. Down the leg side will be a wide, confirmed by umpire Rupert Hollis. 1 more to the total. It's gone out to 21 for 3. John, a lot depends on him here now. Lift that one down to the long on position. The ball didn't really carry. It was hit flat. Fortunately, he didn't get more bat onto that one. Got a single.
I think he tried to hit it a bit straighter and it really tugged it across to the long off.
Here is Cyrus once more. Moves in. Moves to Saint-Hilaire, who looking to back cut. Doesn't make contact. So there is a shot third man, backward point, extra cover, sweeper, long off, long on. Here is Cyrus outside the off stump, cuts. The return comes in, had to be quick, but Brian John was even quicker. Managed to get there before Charles could whip the bail off.
And this is something that has improved quite a bit in cricket, where you get a single inside the circle. That was very difficult to do in the past. Not too sure if it's the ability of the fielders or the circle was smaller.
Or the speed of the batsman. Outside the off stump, looking to heave that one maybe over the long on area. Lost his bat in the process. Looked a little bit ungainly there, Ryan John. But all is well that ends well. Settles over his bat once more into his stands and comes forward. Dabs the ball down to a short third man. Gets a comfortable single as Jackson, coming in from the third man area, picks up, sends the return. 1 more to the total. 1 more to John's total. He's got to 2. Nicosi Saint-Hilaire, who's on 5 now, comes in to strike. So good over so far by Cyrus. He's there, bowls outside the R stump, hits that inside out, fine shot, 4 runs. Absolutely lovely shot. Pitched up, and he came forward and drove it nicely between the cover and the wideish long off, and it went very quickly across the turf, down to the boundary for 4. Nice shot by Saint-Hilaire. He's now gone on to 10. The overs come to an end. We're in the middle of the innings. 5 overs gone. It's 28 for 3.
28 for 3. I think a recovery is needed now. There are 2 top batsmen. They are in. They are looking good. I think, of course, the pacers are off. The spinners are on. And they have to now accelerate. Half of the innings has been completed. 28 runs. I don't think they will want a 50 there. About as we said, the past score in these games had to be close to 100, and so a lot of batting will have to take place from here on.
Sure, right. Ali de Bellot is going to give way to Denroy Lewis, and then Raphael Crony is going to be taking up from me after this delivery. as Murray, the new bowler, moves into bowl to John. Well, he started and again aborted his approach. Wasn't very comfortable with his run-up, I would believe. Goes back, turns from the top of his mark, and would begin to move in. Dances his way in now and bowls to John. John is advancing down the track and hits that. That's a lovely shot. Absolutely marvelous shot. Gone over extra cover for 6. Down the track, saw it, and he lifted it in a handsome imperial manner, and it went for 6. Fine shot. Takes the total to 34. Good morning to Denroy Lewis.
Good morning to all listeners. Right. Wonderful shot there by Ryan John. Beautiful shot over extra cover for 6 runs.
Yeah, pleasant good morning. Morning, Denroy. Certainly welcome. Let me say pleasant good morning or good evening to you, wherever you are listening this morning. Such a beautiful day for cricket. As this one is hit beautifully backward point by Ryan John. Certainly a very convincing shot, as it was shot outside the off stump and he went back and hit it really beautifully over backward point for 4.
Wonderful shot again there by Ryan John. Dean Murray is bowling rather short. That was short delivery, and it was beautifully dealt with by the skipper Ryan John.
We are in the 6th over, 38 for 3. John is on 13. Just seemed to be coming into his own as he's down the track and hitting lovely again over long off a lovely shot, and that probably would have gone maybe about 100 yards. Really a big 6 as he uses his feet and really hit it with sweetly over long off for another 6.
Now, what again? That's a wonderful shot. What I like is that the batsman have the bowler under pressure. So, what do you think? I don't know what would be his reaction. Now, this is 3 overs, 3 boundaries, 3 consecutive boundaries.
44 for 3. Murray in just 3 delivery has gone for 16. We see in Fletcher long off, extra cover deep, and for this full ball, and this one is hit down to square leg, and yet, and this seemed to just go over that backward square position. Bad delivery, and was given the right treatment, yet for another 6.
Yeah, that's wonderful batting again by Ryan John. The bowler is under tremendous pressure. You know, his line of length is wayward. The skipper, Andrew Fletcher, is going to make some changes to the field. But I think that's beautiful batting there by Ryan John.
Well, he's gone for 22 in 4 deliveries. Yeah, so far gone for 3 sixes in this over. John just signal a no ball being signaled there, so belated.
So to add insult to injury, it's a no ball. So it's actually a free hit.
Yes, certainly you see the field is widely spread. Long on, mid-wicket, straight mid-wicket on the boundary as Murray. And John again is hitting this one down. Are they going to just down to the man at mid-wicket wide who took the catch, but a free hit. So in the process, John picked up 2 more. So that takes this score on to 53. And John moved quickly to 27. He has just faced 9 deliveries. And so far hit 3 sixes. He's going to face Murray once again. And he's looking to swing this one again over square leg. Made no contact. But no appeal. Really has been a good over for John. It's 53 for 3. And Murray so far 25 in this over. Really a big over. As John covered up and pushed it back along the wicket. So really the last 2 deliveries have been 2 good deliveries as we come to the end of the 6th over. It's 53, remembering that Saffron strikers was put in the bat. They lost the toss and was given 4 strike, and certainly have been a really active morning session so far.
Yeah, definitely so. I think the last over has brought up the run rate to 8.83 after 6 overs. I know the Saffron strikers will be looking to beat for the next final 4 overs.
Yeah, I would think that they really would want to press on for the next 4 overs. Maybe try to get up to maybe 100, at least 90, just to really make a match of it. Maureen's first over went for 25. Sentley, who is on 10. This one is played to mid wicket, and he can pick up another single. Cyrus in his second over, and he's bowling to a short third man, a backward point, a cover on the boundary, cover and long off. Long on mid wicket on the boundary, backward square on the boundary, and short fine leg. John is and hit this one down to long off, and he pick up one more. Really is a beautiful condition here at National Stadium. Really is the sort of condition you'd want for cricket. Sun shining brightly. Darrell Cyrus, right arm leg spin. This one, good delivery, just push on the onside there, and they picked up a quick run. And again, delivery given that have been bowled pretty quickly, and try to bring it right up on the legs.
So for a good start to the over.
Cyrus in the second over. John again is back and looking to pick that gap on the offside, made no contact, trying to cut it down to backward point. Akim Alexis in that backward point position, and John looking for the big shot, and he gets a single. Again, not timing well. Have been a good over so far by Cyrus in his second over, just gone for 12.
And with only singles coming from this over, that's a wonderful over by Cyrus.
Yes, he has kept it. He has kept it pretty tight in this over. After that big over of 25. Just one more delivery in his spell. As he's this one is hit straight, and let's see, lovely shot there by Nikosi Sentley, and this one was full to the bat and hit it over long off. A really confident shot, a lovely shot.
Yeah, wonderful shot. I think it was a very poor delivery by Cyrus, and it was well executed by the batsman Sentley. 6 runs straight down the ground.
Yes, certainly was a bad delivery, and really it was given the right treatment. So 63 for 3 after 7 overs, and they certainly would have picked up in the last 2 overs. They had some 33 runs or so was scored in the last over, which is really good.
In the last two
overs.
Yeah. So I think we have 3 overs remaining. Here Andrew Fletcher comes into bowl. This would be rather interesting. Yesterday he was rather successful in the bowling department.
Yeah, he had a good game yesterday. 79 not out in 35 deliveries, and also picked up a hat-trick, picking up 4 wickets. So we come with a lot of confidence. Long on that mid wicket fielder on the boundary, and this one he's going to play his out leg before. Really good delivery. Ryan John, they just looking on his back foot, looking to play across it, and as we look at the replay there, see it's one that really seemed to have skid through and really sort of misjudgment on his part, and a very important wicket as Fletcher continues his good way of picking up wickets.
Yeah, it seems whatever comes from Fletcher's hand is magic and takes wickets. So again, good start there by Andrew Fletcher.
Yeah, it's certainly a big wicket. John, who was really looking impressive and looking to push on, but we have seen that even facing the last over from Cyrus, it just seemed to have difficulty in terms of getting out with the spin, the slow bowlers. And first delivery there from Fletcher, I guess he was caught in no man's land.
And what I would say contributing to such poor shot by the batsman, I think there is a little bit moisture in the wicket, and when there is moisture, there will definitely be spin. So it's a challenge for the batsman to not only stay on the backward, but also use their feet and try to score as much as they can.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you in terms of the wicket. We probably talked about that a little while, but Fletcher, as he's going to bowl to Joseph, his second delivery, he's hitting this one down to a long leg position, and the fielder being fine and being up had no chance, and he went down to the boundary for 4. So Michael Joseph off the mark with 4. Ball just straying a little bit on his legs, and he taking full advantage. The fielder at that short fine just being brought a little wider. This one is hit lovely shot again, short in length, and they give it the full treatment and went over long on for 6.
Wonderful shot there. It's a very short ball by Fletcher, and it was executed well by the batsman Joseph. And lovely shot over mid-wicket for 6 runs all the way.
So Joseph goes to 10 from 2 deliveries. Really good start. And Fletcher, in his 3rd delivery, another short delivery, but quicker. And Joseph looking to probably clip it some way through square leg. He made no contact. Fletcher in his 1st over. This one is choked down to long on. The fielder on long on has some running to do and goes between the fielder at long on and the fielder at long off coming across. Jackson at long on, and he had Regis at long off, and went between both fielders for 4.
A wonderful shot. You always get good runs for playing straight.
So 14 to Joseph. And really from 4 deliveries, he's on 14. And Fletcher again giving this one some air, and Joseph looking for the big shot. So that completes over number 8. It's 77 for 4 with St. Leon 18. St. Leon 18 from just 13 deliveries. And Joseph just facing 5 deliveries on 14.
It's a wonderful batting there by Joseph. He came into the wicket and he decided he would attack, and definitely paid off. You know, hitting Fletcher for a 6 and 2 boundaries. That was wonderful batting there.
Yeah, so certainly 77 in 8 overs, still can get up to 90, even close to 100.
Yeah, I guess much as 12 balls remaining, and the batting team will have to go. They still have 6 wickets in the earth. They have to go there and swing and try to score as much as they can.
So Akim Alexis pick it up from that sudden and off spin, and his first delivery hit straight and hit well down to the boundary for 4, just over the bowler head on the onside, and the fielder at long on had no chance, and that went down to the boundary for another 4. So St. Lear moves to 22, a good positive shot. Alexis, and this one is hit down to long on, another really good shot. He picked it up and hit it cleanly over long on for another 6.
So wonderful. That's a good shot, and that's a big 6 right here in National Stadium. I think St. Lear is actually attacking France's first 2 deliveries, and so again good batting by St. Lear.
Yeah, well, so the last few overs have been really big. 2 deliveries, 10 runs in these 2 deliveries, so the 100 still seem to be on the card.
Definitely so. 13 away from the 100, still 8 deliveries remaining.
Yeah, certainly it had a big 6. I probably would have went to maybe close to 100 yards, 80, 90 yards. Really, St. Lear is on 28. The long off and long on, right back on the ropes. Alexis now is coming around the wicket too. And this one is hit down to, let's see, this one, someone is going to get close to that. The fielder long off comes in and take the catch. Again, not getting hold of this one, not timing it well, and it was taking it at long off. And certainly coming around the wicket there, Akim Alexis just certainly paid off.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that was a good move by Alexis going around the wicket, and I think I'm happy with the way that St. Lear, he's going after the bowling. There's a few deliveries remaining, and again, we get into a very exciting game here.
Donald McDonald picking up that catch at long off. So having a good little stand. Central, he got 28 and did play a good hand. At the beginning with the bowling of Jackson, who in my view bowled with tremendous pace and seemed to have got it right today and really did worry the frontline batsmen with the space.
That was true. That was good bowling there by Jackson. Jackson bowled very well earlier on.
So Alexis being successful, picking up 1 for 10. This one is hit over cover, another good shot there, and that goes all the way for 6. And really picking that up and hitting it nicely over long off, and that went for 6. Joseph.
Wonderful shot there by Joseph. Joseph actually batting smartly there. I think again Alex should have actually come around the wicket again. He was just rather successful there, but
well, now he continues over the wicket, and Joseph again looking to swing. This one, he really slowed it up, and Joseph looking again to clear the boundary. It's 93 for 5, just one delivery to go for the 9th over, and Joseph 20 from 7 deliveries. So really have been a good hand. Short delivery, he just hit down over mid-wicket. Another bad delivery, give him full treatment and hit for another 6. And suddenly this have been another good over. Joseph really continued to push on.
Yeah, again, Joseph came into the wicket with just about 4 overs to go, and here he attacking the bowlers, and he been rather successful. So again, that was very good batting there by Joseph. I think poor bowling by Alexis. But we down to the ultimate over of the innings, and I think we should be in for a treat.
It's 99 for 5. We have 9 overs in bowled so far, and certainly the 100. They are going to get more than 100. I think they really have been a good fight back, having lost the first 3 wickets before they were 20. Fletcher, as he begins prepare to bowl the last over, particular attention to his feet placement. Richards. Again, Richards is looking to hit this one some way over backward square mid-wicket. He made no contact.
I think Mr. Richards need to get off the strike and give the guy Joseph the strike,
Short delivery. Again, he's looking to cut. Really is maybe a delivery that he probably should have taken advantage of.
Definitely.
Once again, he's swinging and missing outside the off stump. So Fletcher would want to keep him at that end.
Fletcher is a smart bowler.
For the next 3 deliveries.
He would.
Again, he's beaten with the 4th delivery. So they probably may not get to 100.
I think he needs to get off the strike. He needs to get the ball away from the square.
This one is short in the air, and the fielder short fine. Take a simple catch. Really, Charles having it really, really difficult there. Quicker delivery, taking high up on the bat.
Yeah,
simple catch.
That's a very good bowling by Fletcher. But what is most important at the moment? We have Joseph on strike to face the last delivery. He's batting at a very good strike rate of over 325.0.
Yeah, certainly. Probably would have been well advised to push around and give him the opportunity. He was hitting the ball well. Joseph only faced 8 deliveries so far, and he's on 26, having it 3 6s and 2 4s. So really have been a really good knock by Joseph as he prepared to face the final delivery. Andre Fletcher again in the wicket column, 2 for 14, 1.5 overs. Alexis 1 for 22 in 1 over. Will be signal a wide there, so the 100 is up. And this one is hit lovely. A really, really big 6 and certainly that would have dropped really high up over the players area. And what a way to finish! Massive six hit there by Michael Joseph,
It's a
who,
huge one.
who ends on 32, 106. The score at the end of 10 overs, and really have been really a good display of batting by Michael Joseph.
Yeah, wonderful batting there by Joseph. I think he gave his team something to bowl at, a very rather competitive score in this T10.
Yes, they would have come back really strongly probably in the last 4 overs. I think there was 6 overs, they were just bordering 50. I think they really came back strongly. Ryan John, we saw, really took a full advantage in 1 over, scoring some 25 runs. And then the batting of Joseph, I thought, really would have turned things around. And certainly, they would have ended up with a challenging score.
Yeah, it's definitely a competitive score, and I think that Fletcher team would be actually disappointed with the finish, but all in all, it's cricket and it's excitement.
Yes, I think they would be a little disappointed with the start they had, but I think they will still feel confident. I think the team, Saffron, Nutmeg Warriors, I think they would still feel good in that they only scored 106. But from where they were, they would be disappointed that they got up to 106. But they are a confident team. They had a 10-wicket win yesterday, so they would be confident going forward to chase that 106 for victory. Just to give you an idea of run through the scorecard, Josh Thomas at 2 overs, no maiden, 13 runs, 1 wicket. Haston Jackson, and one must commend the way that Jackson bowled today. I think that with a little bit from the wicket, I think he used it well. He had 2 overs, 7 runs and 2 wickets. That certainly have been a turnaround in terms of his bowling.
Yeah, he bowled with great accuracy and actually got rewards for his good line and length.
Yeah, he bowled pretty quickly. As was mentioned before, the wicket does look as though it have something that would give some assistance to the fast. But he's generally a bowler that extracts a lot of pace off the wicket. So he had a good spell today. And what was important in his bowling, there wasn't any no balls, and that was good to see him turning around today. Cyrus, he had 2 overs, and just the bowling of Cyrus today, I think he also would have had a good over to start with, but again there were some bad deliveries which were taken advantage of. Yeah, particularly his last deliveries was hit straight down over long of a 6. So he had 2 overs, no maiden, 18 runs, no wicket. Dane Murray, and that was the over I think that turned things around.
Yeah,
he had
definitely that was a turning point of
1
the
over
game.
for 25 runs. And to me, this is what really turned it around in terms of the scores being picked up at that point in time. I think Ryan John really took advantage of scoring 25 in that over. And Andrew Fletcher continued to pick up wickets, 2 overs, no made 21 runs, 2 wickets, again with his leg spin. And Akim Alexis, 1 over, no made 22 runs, 1 wicket. So some of the bowlers really came in for some 6 coming down to the end. Lyndon Lawrence, he was the first to go. He was bowled by Jackson for 7. Kendall George, caught by Thomas, bowled Jackson 4. John Olive didn't do much, caught Fletcher, bowled Thomas for 1. Nicosi Sendler, he was caught by McDonald, bowled Alexis for 28. He played a pretty good inning. I think when he came in, he had a little torrid time to start with the fast bowlers. I think he would have faced an over from Josh Thomas and then Heston Jackson.
Yeah.
Ryan John, I think is probably, we have just seen him coming into his own today. He got 29, and he had 16 deliveries, and he had 3 fours and 2 sixes. And Michael Joseph, I think, was a standout player.
Definitely so.
At 32, 9 deliveries, and he had 4 sixes and 2 fours. And Richard just struggled a bit. He didn't get off the mark in 5 deliveries. And Sherman Lewis, who didn't face a ball. So all in all, I think that they would feel much better. The fact that they got up to 106, seeing where they were, they would feel much better. The fact that they got up to 106. So again, having a good performance once again by Nutmeg Warriors in terms of bowling, keeping things really, really tight.
Well, again, the Nutmeg Warriors, they started off very well. Coming to the end, the captain wasn't too happy with the finish, but I think I said 106 from 10 overs. That's a good score, but it's a score they can achieve from the way they played yesterday. So definitely, they should be the happier team at the end of the first innings.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with you that they certainly should feel the happier team at the end of the first inning. And again, the sun has been out brightly this morning, so again, it will, as it shine on the pitch itself, it will probably make it a lot easier and easier for batting. As was said this morning, it did look as though they have a little bit in it. I had a look at it this morning, and there were some areas that I looked at, and as I mentioned to Ali DeBellot, in that, if I expected the fast bowlers to do well, if they pitch the ball in the right area, they can do well. And certainly it started that way. Both Josh and Jackson, in my view, bowled pretty well, bowled pretty quickly. They was able to extract a lot of bunks, a lot of carry, and also some movements. So that would have made it difficult for the start. But I think all in all, I expect that the wicket would dry out quite a bit. Certainly, I expected to play better in the second inning, and even the matches to come, we expect that it will be better and better. So second match for today would be Clove Challengers versus Ginger Generals. That game starts at 12. So again, we expect it to be very competitive
and exciting. So we in for a treat for the entire day. It's great cricket here at the Dream11 Spice Isle T10.
Yeah, and it's so good to see that we can, in this difficult period, have cricket here at the National Stadium. I think condition is really top class. We're thinking about the T20s to come, later in the month. Certainly, I think we are well placed in terms of facilities, in terms of the condition we have here. We do expect really that we'll have some good matches later on in this month.
Yes, definitely. So I have to agree with you. So let us welcome, as we get ready for the start of the innings. We gonna welcome with us Pastor Stevenson Wong. So let us greet him as we welcome him, Pastor Wong.
The match is delicately poised. Saffron strikers, who didn't look for a moment as though they would get to that relatively decent total, the run rate being 10.60, got up to 106, and Fletcher picking up 2 wickets. In the end, 2 for 21. So the Warriors, now it's their turn at the crease, and let's see what their response is going to be like. So Regis and Fletcher opening in the innings. Here is Charles. The first delivery, Fletcher tugs that through mid-wicket. This is going to go all the way to the boundary. Diving attempt there at the deep mid-wicket area. And the first ball producing a boundary. 4 runs. Short delivery onto the back foot went Fletcher, and he tugged it around down to the mid-wicket area, and it went for 4. Well, could he repeat something that he did yesterday? Got 79 in quick time.
It's a good, wonderful start there by Andrew Fletcher.
There is Charles outside the off stump. Wide signal by the umpire. So spin. First over. Kem Charles moving into bowl to Fletcher, who is miscuing that, the ball taking the bottom part of the bat. and going out to mid-on. In fact, he had a lot of bottom hand in his shot. Rather than hitting it straight down the ground, was looking to hit it over mid-wicket. Charles again to Fletcher. Wayward outside the off stump. And keeper collecting. So he's already had a couple of bat deliveries in the over. Charles again to bowl to Fletcher, who is hitting that over the extra cover area. The catch is going to be taken. Yes, gone! Short delivery. He was looking to hit that over extra cover. Did not get sufficient leverage. And the catch is taken down on the deep extra cover boundary. Sweeping. And so Fletcher goes. And the Warriors, they've lost their first wicket. Good catch running across to his right. And the catcher was... Was it
Lewis? I think he looked like Sherman Lewis down there.
Was it Sherman Lewis?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he was feeling on the deep extra cover boundary. Took a good catch too, because he had to run across to his right. Covered about 15 yards to his right, and Lewis took a good catch. So Fletcher has gone for 4, and the Warriors, they've lost their first wicket.
And a very important wicket too.
Yes. So Akeem Alexis has now come out to join Shondal Regis. They've got the big scalp. So I'm sure that Charles would be very delighted with that. They're happy. Saffron strikers, and they've got every reason to be happy too. The mainstay of the Warriors gone, Andre Fletcher. So Charles will move in now to bowl to Regis, who is driving in the air just past the fielder there at wideish mid-off into the boundary for 4. It wasn't very far away, and Charles maybe just showing a little bit of disgust. But it would have taken quite a bit to run across and maybe try to pluck that out of the air. Was challenging. So got 4 though. There he is once more balls. Regis sticks it on the pad. The ball goes back along the turf for the bowler to pick up on his follow through. Just a 1 delivery to go. We had a couple of wides in the over. That's why it looks rather long, this over. 2 wides already. There he is again. Charles bowls and Regis comes forward, plays it just to the right of the bowler on his follow through. So that completes a rather successful over there for Kim Charles, getting the wicket of Fletcher, who's caught Sherman Lewis down on the deep extra cover boundary, and the Warriors responding. They're 10 for 1.
Good set, very good set there by the Saffron. The very good bowling there by Charles. In this over, you can get a good wicket off Andrew Fletcher. And here we have Larry Williams coming into bowl, and as I said, I think we done for a very good start, and excitement that continues.
Yeah, you're sure right. And that's what 10-10 cricket should be all about. It should be excitement from ball 1 to the end. Shortest version of the game so far, and with all sorts of transformation taking place with the game of cricket these days. Who knows if you're going to have a 5-5 tournament sometime. Here is Williams moving in now to bowl to Alexis, and gets one that comes into him. They've got to hurry. The return comes into the keeper's end, and they get it. That was because Regis was backing up. Good run, sharp single. In the end, they got it quite comfortably, sorry. Total moves on to all the ones, 11 for 1. Regis, the left-hander, comes in to strike. But of course, there used to be the conventional first-class matches and test matches, of course, with the West Indies coming on back in 1928. And then in the 70s, of course, came the advent of one-day international cricket. Here is Williams in, both the ridges outside the Austin. Good take by the keeper standing up. Total remains on 11 for 1. Yes, you had the Kerry Parker series. Kerry Parker, Australian tycoon. And back then the coloured clothes were referred to as pyjamas. Lift that one in the air. It's going to get carried. Would it be caught? Oh, dropped and goes over the boundary line. Well, it was a close call there for Regis. Came forward and lifted that. It went very high in the air. And the fielder coming across from the long off area really moved across. Wasn't able to pull the catch off. And the batsman had time to come back for the second run. They got 2.
Good attempt there by John Olive. And the long off boundary.
The delivery pushed out to extra cover and they get a single. Correction, beg your pardon. At first I did say boundary and for some strange reason ended up saying 2. So my flaw. Unless I confuse my listeners and viewers out there. But I guess it's human to err, right?
Definitely.
Here's Williams in, bowls outside the half stump looking to cut that. Is Alexis doesn't make contact. Keeper collects behind the stumps. Yeah, back then it was something crazy to see these players going out in coloured clothing. Then came the white ball. Cricket played under the floodlights. Delivery that is pushing the batsman onto the back foot. Plays it out on the offside. So the over comes to an end. A good over there by Laurie Williams. Just 6 runs coming out from it. And after 2 overs, it's now 16 for 1.
Chasing a total of 107 for victory. Not a very good start there by the Nutmeg Warriors. Still need a run rate at 11.38 per over. But I think there's still 8 overs to go, and the confidence the batsmen have, and they have a very good batting attack, they can actually overcome such total.
Yes, it's early days, and if somebody could really stay there and maybe get a quick fire 30-40, then of course it'll make the match rather interesting. Here is Charles in, bowls. Regis turns it nicely down to forward square. Will get a comfortable single as Lewis comes off the boundary, sends a good sharp return right over the top of the stump. Good service there to the keeper as the batsman crossed for 1. A lot of talking out there going on, and one could understand that. This is a very important match. And we're going to give some little details about 2020 cricket, which had its beginning back in 2003 in England. Here's a delivery, hit high in the air. The catch is going to be taken, and he's gone. Caught at mid-on. Alexis looking to heave that over long on, didn't make good contact. The ball went very high in the air. Came down, mid-on took the catch, and so they've lost another wicket. Akeem Alexis is gone for 1, caught at mid-on, 17 now for 2, and the Nutmeg Warriors, they're in a bit of bother.
Definitely, so they're in a lot of bother at the moment. I think that was a very poor shot there by Alexis. Get under the ball, so he hit it sky high. He should have got under the ball and tried to hit it over extra cover. But then again, it's cricket.
Yes. So, Nutmeg Warriors, they've lost another wicket as he goes back rather disconsolately. The new batsman now is McDonald, who's come out to join Regis. So, Charles has picked up a second wicket. 2 important wickets, in fact. Here he is. Bowls to Regis. Regis is... Bowled him! Bowled him! Played on, I think. Another one. So he is on a hat-trick. Wow. Got a bit in a tangle there. Looking maybe just to force the ball out on the onside. And it ricocheted from off his pad onto the stumps. And so Regis has gone. It's now 17 for 3 Nutmeg Warriors.
Yeah, definitely in the borders at the moment again. You know, I think he's unlucky way to get out, but this was good bowling there by Kim Charles after his first ball win for 4 runs, and that's a very good comeback. 9, 7, 8 balls into it, and he's 3 wickets, 11 runs.
Samuel Charles has just joined McDonald. Well, these two, they've got the work cut out for them. 17 for 3. Not a good sight on the scoreboard. I'm going to talk a little bit more of that 2020 and how it all evolved. Maybe at the end of this over. Here is Charles, who's already picked up 3 wickets. Well, the 3 wickets to have fallen looks innocuous. But gosh, he's picked up 3 for 11 of 1.3. Moves into bowl to Charles. Charles is looking to hit that over long on. Doesn't make contact. The ball takes over the bottom portion of the bat. And the bowler runs across to his right on his follow through. Just about 10 yards. Prevented any chance of a single. Charles again. Kim Charles to Samuel Charles, way outside the off stump. That should be the 3rd wide in his bowling so far. That's right, he's at 3 wides. So yes, he's picked up 3 wickets, but he's contributed 3 wides already into his 2nd over. It's there again and bowls outside the off stump, and again looking to cut wide again. Confirmed by umpire Hollis. Total moves by 1 to 19 now for 3. Must be rather upset with himself from the context of delivering wides. There's an appeal for caught behind. Out, says the umpire. Charles goes outside the off stump, and he was looking to drive, but he was not in position at all. He was not close to the ball. The catch taken by the keeper. And so Charles goes without scoring. It's now 19 for 4. All 4 wickets by Kim Charles.
Yes, again, wonderful bowling there by Charles. Charles is having a very good opening spell there in his final over. After 1.4 overs, 4 wickets for 13. Wonderful bowling there by Charles.
What a thing. So Haston Jackson has now come out to join McDonald. It's been a procession so far since Andre Fletcher was dismissed. 19 for 4. Charles 1.5 overs. He's picked up 4 for 13. Gosh, that'll be something else. Might he pick up a fifer? What a thing.
All into his final ball.
So he's on a hat trick here. No, sorry, originally pushed back to the bowler by Jackson. The over comes to an end, and of course he joins Andre Fletcher. Picked up 4 yesterday, so he's picked up 4 for 13 of 2, and after 3 overs, Nutmeg Warriors, they're 19 for 4 as Denroy Lewis has given way to Raphael Crony.
Yes, certainly quite a lot of action as we see that a great fight back. Kim Charles picking up 4 wickets in his 2 overs. Certainly the important one of Andre Fletcher. Certainly they have, the Saffron strikers really has fought themselves way back into this game, and certainly look as the team in their ascendancy.
Yes. Here's Laurie Williams moving in. He's bowled him, hasn't he? Yes, leg stump, push back. Middle stump, it looks like. Well, let's look at it again. See which one of the stumps has been knocked back. The middle. Ball jacked back. And he was coming forward. McDonald didn't seem to know anything about that ball. Ball sped through between bat and pad. And the middle stump spectacularly knocked back. They're now 19 for 5, Nutmeg Warriors.
Yeah, a tremendous delivery by Laurie Williams. And we saw him bowl yesterday, being able to get the ball to come back into the right-handed batsman. You know, we remember him bowling yesterday, I think, it was the open batsman, one of the team, and really able to bring the ball back. And really, this one, I don't think the batsman was in any position there, because he didn't pick the length. And certainly as he went back, it just crashed into the middle stump. Again, another blow struck. And at 19 for 5 in the fourth over, certainly I think strikers certainly would feel that really they're just about time getting through.
Darrell Cyrus now joins Jackson. They will have to do something quite spectacular to redeem themselves here. Williams in and bowls, turns it up on the onside, a little bit airborne, but not catchable. And ball going out to mid-wicket. Got his first run there in Cyrus. Brings now Jackson into strike. Well, what a match. Didn't look as though Saffron strikers would get up to the 100 mark. They did. Compliments Ryan John. Slower delivery. Ball goes down to fine leg and they will get a single. Let's see what the umpire would signal by. So he didn't get anything onto that. And the keeper, Lawrence, didn't handle it well either. So they got a single. And anywhere and anyhow it can come, they certainly would be happy about it. Williams again. Bowls to Cyrus. So it's wrapped on the pad. The ball sinking down the leg side. There is no appeal. And the keeper comes from behind the stumps. Picks up and sends the ball to mid-off. Relays it. Goes back to Williams, who's really bowled very well. Gets the ball to come back into the right-handed batsman. Left arm round the wicket and bowls. And you could see the inward movement of that ball. Pushed down to hit down to wideish long on and got a single. I thought it was lazy running. It should have been an attempted two there.
Yeah, a bit of a bad run in there. The fielder at long on really had some running to go to his right and really had time to pick up 2 runs. But at 22 for 5, I think that really the momentum is with Saffron strikers.
Back past the bowler. Hit down. Good, nice diving stop. They come for one. Will get hit two. And John having to run across to his right. Spectacular save.
Yeah, good work by Ryan John there. This one was hit straight back and he moved his right and was able to stop it with one hand. So Laurie Williams continued to bowl well. He had 2 overs, no maiden, 9 runs, 1 wicket. And really, they just continued to move the ball about. And you could see him using a lot of guile, the slower deliveries, the variation. And really, he had 2 good matches. He bowled well yesterday, I think. He just went for, 13 yesterday. And today we have seen him once again. And it seemed to be the strength of Saffron strikers in terms of the bowling. Because they do seem to have some bowlers that really pick up quite a bit of wickets.
Now the required run rate now is 14. The current run rate 5.75. And when Jackson looks up, he would see that Sherman Lewis is going to be bowling from the far end. Didn't open the bowling, but with all his experience now, he should even put the Nutmeg Warriors even more so on the back foot.
Yes, certainly. When you look at the bowling attack, the Sherman Lewis just coming on, we haven't seen Ryan John. These are 2 experienced first-class players who would have played for the Windwards. Under 19 cricket for the West Indies.
Lewis bowls to Jackson. Ball takes the outer portion of the bat and goes down to third man, gets a comfortable single. So Jackson has gone to 2. Total has moved on now to 24 for 5. Was talking about, Raphael, the transformation and the variant now in cricket, where it's no longer the conventional first class and test match cricket, but with the coming of one day international back in the 70s, and after that, of course, we had the 2020 version, which is the youngest version of the of cricket so far. We're going to come back to that. Lewis bowls outside the arm, big swish by Cyrus, doesn't make contact. The keeper collects behind the stumps. So the 20 overs per side tournament was inaugurated in England back in 2003. Then it expanded and went to South Africa, Australia, and then to the West Indies. Of course, with Adam Stanford, of course, being the chief person behind that. Delivery that is short by Lewis, advancing down the track. Is Cyrus, makes a big swipe at it, doesn't make contact. Keeper collects behind the stumps.
Yeah, not sensible batting there by Cyrus. Short of a length by Lewis. Again, good carry, and he's looking to hit probably somewhere over mid wicket. Certainly not in the right position. So even though you get bat onto it, you don't expect it to go very far.
There's Lewis again in now and bowls, and again. This time there's some muddle, a mix-up between Lewis and the non-striker in Jackson. They just sort of collided into each other, but no harm done. And the batsman had time to cross for 1. So back then, there was a maximum of 5 fielders outside the circle for the first 7 overs of the 20-over affair. And a no ball was worth 2 runs, and then there was a free hit. So you were going to get 2 runs for the no ball, and you were also going to get a free hit. That obviously has changed. Here is Lewis in and bowls to Jackson. Jackson has a big swish of that outside the off stump. Doesn't make contact. So 80 minutes were allotted to get through the 20 overs, and there was a conventional 15 minutes between innings. And there were also run penalties for each over which hadn't been bowled in the allotted time. So there were penalties also involved in that. Here once more is Lewis, driven out to the sweeper position. Nice shot, just got behind it and drove it neatly. That's Jackson down to the sweeper position, and the batsman had time to cross for 1. So that completes the over. We're at the halfway stage of the innings. So after 5 overs, the Warriors, they're 26 for 5.
Yeah, good over by Lewis. Just going for 3 runs in that over. Continue to strengthen their position. A tight rein on the Nutmeg Warriors, keeping things very tight. 26 for 5 after 5 overs. Still needing 81 from the next 30 balls. Certainly that looks a long way off. It really have been a good bowling performance by Saffron strikers since the loss of Fletcher's wicket. I think we really would have put a big dent in the Warriors, Nutmeg Warriors, and they actually never recovered. So at the end of 5 overs, 26 for 5. Alex Moses will pick it up from this northern end.
And he's going to be moving in to bowl to Jackson, who is on 3. They've got to up the tempo here now. They're way behind. In now, bowls to Jackson. Jackson looking to scoop that one and is bowled. looking to scoop that one over fine leg. You've got to have some measure of skill to play that shot. And full credit to Moses, who kept the ball right on the stumps. He didn't get perturbed by the fact that he was going to scoop it. And the bails are spattered. The middle stump pushed back. And so Jackson goes for 3, beg your pardon.
Yeah, bad judgment. I think shot selection, it was very poor. And if he would have played straight, no, Jackson is a player that's hit the ball a long way, really attacking player. And if he would have come forward and maybe try to hit straight, dot ball was up almost half volley length, and he could have hit that straight over long off. But really, I think the judgment there wasn't the best. The selection of the shot really wasn't the best, and yet again, Jackson really didn't get off there, being bowled by Moses, his first delivery.
Yes, and it was the first delivery that he was bowling, so it would have been more prudent for him to just play a conventional shot. Well, it was not a good sight at all, as Neil Francois now comes in. And here is a delivery outside the off stump. I think he's gone, stumped. Oh, that was pitched a little bit outside the off stump. Advancing down the track was Francois, and he was looking to hit that maybe somewhere between cover and extra cover. Was nowhere close to the ball. The keeper spectacularly plucked the bails off, and so the Warriors, they've lost another one. Francois has just gone. Stump of the bowling of Moses. It's gone without scoring, and it's now 26 for 7.
Well, he certainly probably would have made up his mind even before the ball bowled that he's going to come down the track. Again, it wasn't the best selection, and Moses probably saw that and just pushed it a little bit wider, and he missed it. And really good work by Lyndon Lawrence, the keeper behind the stump. Again, Lawrence, as we know, would have represented Grenada. The win was under 19. Really have been a stalwart, scored a lot of runs, and really he did some good work and picking up the bails very quickly.
Oh yes, and of course it could be so intimidating with the keeper standing up to the medium pacer. That was good work, really good work. Good work. Impressive glove work. Did it very fast. Sheldon Joseph comes out, and here is Moses into Joseph. Joseph is, and there's an appeal for stump. The umpire says not out. Hey, that was sinking down the leg side, so it's going to be confirmed as a wide by the presiding umpire that's at the bowler's end. That was spectacular, really. Down the leg side would be called a wide once it's not given out stumped.
Well, it would be interesting to see. Probably he could have been given out stump and still a wide, but it would be interesting to see that decision, because it really was quick work by Lawrence there as he went to flick, and the bails really went off in a flash.
Here he is. Pushes it back along the track for the bowler to pick up on his follow through. Is Sheldon Joseph. Ooh, but that was fast.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned wicket keeping. Well done, Lyndon Lawrence. Here is Joseph in. Sorry, Moses into Joseph. Sorry to Joseph. That's right. Pushes it out to extra cover. Sorry to mid wicket.
Well, it was Michael Joseph that actually turned things around for Saffron strikers when he came in. He got 32 and really played some tremendous shot. And I think when Nutmeg Warriors probably would have felt that they were in charge.
Here is Moses. Hits that in the air. The catch would be taken down at the long on area. Gone for 6. Well, he got it inside and then didn't, just bobbled it a bit, and because he was so close to the boundary rope, parried it over the rope, and in the end 6 runs rewarded.
Yes,
so
I think it was high, really above his head, maybe higher than he expected, Olive.
Yeah, but he's a tall man and
had to jump and really wasn't in probably the best position, and it bounced off his hand and went over the rope.
Yeah. Good Yorker-like delivery. Bowl there by Moses. The thing is, Raphael, as the over comes to an end, 37 for 7, and 6 overs gone. I thought that maybe he didn't go with as soft hands as he should have, because it actually got into the hands, but it wasn't very soft, and he sort of parried it over the boundary line. I've seen catches like those taken right at the edge of the boundary, but you've got to be careful not to panic, and don't ever go with stiff hands.
But he had to do that because really he didn't get into position quickly enough. I thought that he was still, as you come around, he was still not in the right position. So he had to jump, and doing that really he was in control. He was in a stable position, and as such, he had to rush, push at the catch.
So Lewis is going to make his way in, and he's going to be bowling to Sheldon Joseph. Here he is now, brushing past the umpire and bowls, and that's driven over the backward point area. It won't go to the boundary. They will come back for... They didn't come back for the second run, did they? Just following the path of the ball.
Yeah, again a bit of poor run in there. Should have been 2 there.
Gosh, it should be. He had to cover about 30 yards, so he's right. Should have been 2 runs. Lewis in this time to bowl to Cyrus. Cyrus gets a very high delivery, and the umpire just says to confirm that it is a wide, way above the shoulder.
Yeah, good call by the umpire.
Yes, it certainly was. Raphael, do you think with 18.52 runs per over to get to the target, any possibilities?
Well, I think highly. I don't want to say it's impossible, but highly improbable.
Delivery there by Lewis to Cyrus, pulling outside the leg stump, and maybe Lewis might be challenged now or advised to bowl a Yorker-like delivery. Seemed to be moving outside the leg stump, Darrell Cyrus, maybe to cart it over the infield. So a good Yorker might be a very interesting delivery.
Yeah, you're certainly right. He have been doing that since the first over. So, and
it's that down to mid wicket, gone for 4.
yeah.
I think he was striding for the Yorker there.
Yeah, certainly. This is what he tried, but I think he just, as you know, when you look in the bowler Yorker, anytime you miss it, certainly would be in the slot, and this wasn't in the slot, and hit down to wide long on for 4 by Cyrus, who is on 13 from 10 deliveries. He's 40 for 7.
Here's Lewis again. None for 9 into his second over, and Lewis saw that he was backing away and slanted the ball into his body. I don't think that that's the right thing, really. I think he should target the stumps rather than targeting the body of the batsman that is pulling away to a square leg.
Yeah, and the fact is not that you want to out the batsman at least, but if you could get the ball to without him scoring is also good in this T10 game. You just have 2 overs.
He's now coming from round the wicket. Not even sure that may have been the best ploy. Edges down to the third man area, diving of effort there, but the ball goes down to the boundary for 4. Well, again he was making room outside the leg stump, and this time it was pitch. It was pitch again outside the leg stump, but he hit it sort of inside out, the ball taking the outer portion of the bat, and it flew very quickly down to third man. He got 4. This is interesting batting here.
Yeah, good work, good try by Michael Joseph. As he came across, really having to dive, just probably came out the fingers, but good attempt.
Here once more is Lewis in. All sorts of movements are made. He hits the ball down to mid-on and will get will get a single. Well, I don't think I've seen a batsman move so much in his batting for quite a while. The over comes to an end, that's right. And so 7 overs gone, just the 3 remaining, with the required run rate being 20.67. That's a long way to go. It's 45 for 7.
Yeah, good work by Saffron strikers. I think they really came back strongly. I don't think much of us at 106. Again, Nutmeg Warriors, based on what we would have seen yesterday, they won by 10 wickets, 120 without loss. And based on what you have seen, obviously you would have felt that Nutmeg Warriors really was in probably the better position at the start of the game. But Saffron striker has really turned it on. I think they bowl well.
Yeah, they have. They got a pretty decent bowling lineup. Here is Alex Moses into his second over. He's there now and bowls. And Cyrus tucks the ball down to mid-wicket. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for the second. The return comes in. They've got to hurry. And they get there in the end. Had to stretch home, so to speak, Sheldon Joseph. But then got there. 2 runs. And they need to do more than those 2s. They got to have some big boundaries. Because the run rate has now climbed to 21.18. Highly improbable to get there. Moses again bowls to Cyrus. Cyrus hits that down to the long off position. They won't come back for the second run this time as the return comes in. This time to the keeper's end, restricting the batsman only to 1.
Yeah, Moses won't be too disturbed by the 1s and the 2s. I think the batsmen will really have to look for boundaries. I think this is the time that Michael Joseph really get into the act and really start hitting boundaries.
Slow ball, well disguised, but delayed the shot in the end and got a single. So the total inches on to that 50 mark. Well, at least they'll get to a landmark. It's 49 for 7. Moses 2 for 12 into his second. 1.3 overs bowled so far. Moves in and bowls to Cyrus. Cyrus hits that in the air. The catch is going to be no. It goes over the boundary line. That's 6 runs. Well, I didn't think at first that it looked so well timed. I thought that the fielder down at long off was in with a chance, but in fact it went way over his head, over the boundary line for 6. The timing was really good.
Yeah, good shot. He picked it up on the up and really hit it smoothly. It went over long off for 6.
Hits it in the air again. This might be another 6. Drops just inside. Goes over the boundary line once more. This time it's 4 runs. A little bit wider this time. Just down at the wideish long off. Fielder at long off. Had to run across maybe about 15 yards to his left. Just couldn't turn it into a catch. So a 6 and a 4 the last 2 deliveries. Faced by Cyrus. He's gone very quickly now to 31.
Yeah, good hand by Cyrus. Again, that seemed to be Joseph on the long off boundary that had some work to do and just missed getting there.
Outside the off stump, cut down to the sweeper position. They've gone for 1. Won't come back for the second. Yes, they're coming. They've got to hurry. The return comes in. Maybe not the best one there. Not good service to Lawrence. And the batsman had time to cross for 2. So the over comes to an end. 8 overs gone. 61 for 7. Joseph is 3. Cyrus has gone on to an enterprising 33. And with a run rate of about 23 over the next couple of overs, it looks very unlikely that Nutmeg Warriors will get there. So I think by and large, Saffron strikers, they could feel comfortably placed here, Raphael, at 61 for 7.
Yeah, they certainly would be the more comfortable team. They still requiring 46 from 12 deliveries, but has been a good over for Nutmeg Warriors, and we'll have to get probably two big overs, really big overs if we're going to get to the 46 in 12 deliveries. Cyrus will have to continue to hit, and really we have to look for boundaries.
Here is John Olive with his first bowl for the day. Bowls slow delivery that is pushed down to long on and gets a single. Is Joseph. Cyrus, who is 33 now, comes into strike.
Yeah, really looks like a really splendid day for cricket. Really beautiful sunshine.
Quite lovely. Lovely shot, lovely shot. Hit that inside out. Cyrus, beautiful shot. Just pulling the front leg out of the path of the ball, making sufficient room and giving himself the arms, so he allowed the bat to really flow through the ball, and it went down to the extra cover boundary for 6. Wonderful shot. He's gone to 39. Olive again in and bowls to Cyrus. Cyrus again is hitting that in the air. Will the catch be taken down at the deep extra cover boundary? Yes, he's gone.
Yeah.
So after a big blow up for 6, he's now gone, caught down at extra cover. Cyrus has gone for 39, and Nutmeg Warriors, they've lost another wicket. They're now 68 for 8.
Yeah, good little hand played by Cyrus. He went for 39 in 20 deliveries. Again, was really skillful bowling there by Olive. Just slowing this one up and bowling it a little wider of the off stump, which means that Cyrus had to go for it, and he actually was pulling away from it. But I think if he went to it, he probably would have hit it again over long off. But sensible bowling by Olive, just using the variation there and having Cyrus having to reach for it. But he did play a very good hand. He got 39 and really made the score a little more respectable. 68 for 8. And
Dane Murray is the new batsman. Ball by Olive turned down to the deep mid-wicket boundary, and in fact goes over the boundary line for 4. So Joseph just turning the wrist on that one. It was a full toss and turned it nicely down to the forward square boundary for 4.
yeah, good shot, good timing there by the batsman. This was more timing than power.
Slower delivery and hit down to mid-wicket. Joseph gets a single that wouldn't come back for the second. Brings Dane Murray, the new batsman, into strike. You did talk about the conditions, Rafael. It looks so beautiful. Can't want a nicer day than this for cricket.
Yeah, it's certainly a beautiful day.
Nice ambience too. Picturesque ground. Olive is in now and bowls. Ball sinking onto the leg stump. Murray looks to turn it behind square. Doesn't make contact, but the pads, of course, got in contact with the ball, and a single result in leg by. So that completes the over. 9 overs gone, just a 1 over remaining. 74 for 8. 74 for 8. And well, I'm going to look to see who's going to bowl this last over.
Yeah,
I think
Olive just going for 12 in this. Well, it's only over. It's first over. 74 for 8. Really have been a strong performance by Saffron strikers. Ryan John bowling the final over, and that's his first over.
Interesting. They've got a good bowling lineup, though. There's no question about that. The Saffron strikers, really good bowlers that can put any of the team under quite a bit of pressure.
Yes, probably no big names, because we haven't seen the big names being used in terms of the bowling attack. The Sherman Lewis and the Ryan John. You probably just coming down to the end of the innings.
John bowls to Murray, who had a big swish at that one. Didn't make contact, and then Lawrence collecting behind the stumps.
Yeah, the bowling of Laurie Williams, I think is excellent. You have Kem Charles, who have been picking up wickets, and even Moses and the others, John Olive, all seem to be bowling well. Just using, guile and variation, and they seem to be doing it right.
Once was John in and bowls to Murray. Murray is having a big swish at that again. You can't expect a lower order batsman to do anything special and anything much better than the top order. And the top order has failed. for the Nutmeg Warriors. So the lower order not having the sort of potential to do a rear guard action. Here is a delivery outside the off stump. Slower one, I think, will be confirmed as a wide by the umpire, quite rightly too. So I'm going to give you the lineup for tomorrow. Tomorrow's, the next match coming up rather, and then later on in the broadcast we'll let you know what the itinerary for tomorrow will be. As once more, John, this is the third delivery in the over, would move into bowl to Murray. Here he is now, and Murray's getting a Yorker-like delivery, comes down rather heavily on it, gets his first run, pushes the ball out to a shortish cover, or rather short point rather, and gets a single. So the Clove Challengers will be coming up against Ginger Generals. That's a little later on, well, after this game in fact, outside the off stump, and they go through for a single, and they will get the single. So the Clove Challengers coming up against Ginger Generals. That match is going to start at midday, and then later on in the afternoon, Cinnamon Pacers will be coming up against Bayleaf Blasters. That's the lineup for today. This match in progress now. Saffron Strikers against the Warriors, Nutmeg Warriors. Outside the off stump bowl there by John. Slower delivery. And Murray, I think deceived by it. In the end, was stretching to get it. Ball going into the gloves of Lyndon Lawrence. So here is the final delivery of the innings. That is driven through extra cover. This is going to go into the boundary for 4. Anticlimactic 4. And so that completes the innings. The Warriors responding to 106 by the Saffron Strikers. They got up to 81 for 8. 81 for 8. Murray just hitting the last delivery there by Ryan John for 4. So he turns out 5 not out. Sheldon Joseph not out 10. 81 for 6. And this was a well-deserved victory for the Strikers.
Yeah, convincing performance by Saffron Strikers. I think they really bowled well. I think the bowling attack, I think it was good. They used the spinner to open the attack against Andrew Fletcher. Certainly that early wicket really would have given them the impetus, and they really pressed on. And none of the batsmen look really convincing. We saw the inning of Daryl Cyrus, 39, which was top score, but outside of that, I don't think none of the batsmen really looked well. But it was an all-round bowling performance by the Saffron Strikers, and really they deserve to be winners, even though they only got up to 106. But they came back strongly and they bowled well and really deserved the win today.
Certainly did. We're going to go through the scorecard for you of this innings. Of course, the Nutmeg Warriors. Fletcher was caught. Sherman Lewis, that is, of the bowling of Kem Charles, went for 4. Shondell Regis was bowled by Charles for 10. Akeem Alexis caught Nkosi St-Hilaire, bowling of Charles. He went for 1. Donald MacDonald was bowled by Williams without scoring. Samuel Charles caught Lawrence of the bowling of Kemp Charles without scoring. Huston Jackson bowled by Moses for 3. Daryl Cyrus, good, nice, enterprising innings. Caught Ryan John of the bowling of John Olives for 39. 20 balls. Stayed at the crease for 25 minutes. Struck 3 fours and 3 magnificent sixes with a scoring rate of 195. Neil Francois was stumped. Lawrence spectacularly stumped 2 of the bowling of Moses, and he went without scoring. Just a 1 ball he faced. Sheldon Joseph not out 10. Dane Murray not out 5. Extras 9. 1 by leg by 1. Wides 7. and a total of 81 for 8. 81 for 8 of the allotted 10 overs. Kemp Charles, 2 overs, no maidens, picked up 4 for 13. Resplendent bowling performance. Laurie Williams, who also bowled very well and very economical, 2 overs, no maidens, picked up 1 for 9. Sherman Lewis, none for 14 of 2. Alex Moses, 2 for 24 of 2. John Olive, just 1 over for 10 runs, picked up 1 wicket. And Ryan John, who bowled the last over, went for 7 in his lone over. So that's the situation here. They have won. That's the Saffron Strikers. They've won, and won quite convincingly too. And of course, the next match coming up will be Clove Challengers against the Ginger Generals, and that's going to be in about 40 minutes time. So you can in fact join us, as we will be doing the second match, Clove Challengers versus Ginger Generals. So that's the situation here. We're pleased to bring you the broadcast, but we've got 2 more matches to go, and later on this afternoon at 2 o'clock we have Cinnamon's Pacers, who will be coming up against Bayleaf Blasters. So Nutmeg Warriors, they have been defeated by Saffron Strikers, and the next match coming up, Clove Challengers versus Ginger Generals. That should prove to be rather interesting. Until then, join us in about 40 minutes time for match number 2.